323-290-4690. That's info@smileyAudiomedia.com or call 323-290-4690. We hope to see you Thursday, February 29th as we close out Black History Month. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
First things first.
First things first, it's the DU General, Money B. I'ma put you up on the schedule, 6 to 9, 8 weekdays, not 2 and 7. Let's go. We got a lot to talk about, so much to pedal through. Unapologetically progressive. Tune to KBLA 1580 to get the mess. We're your ancestors' favorite radio station. First black on talk radio, left side of the nation. Me and Dominique DiPrima go way back. Tag Smiley making sure the station stays black. Discussing all the issues in our community. We're hosted black and brown and others find unity. So let's talk about it. Maybe we can improve it. Digital underground, always down with the move. So we tune in. The first things first with the queen of Black Talk Radio, Dominique DiPrima. Go sis.
First things first.
Good morning and God bless. I'm Dominique DiPrima. This show is called First Things First. My first thing today, my first thing every day, giving thanks and giving praises and asking for blessings from God, asking for the blessings of the ancestors and the elders and getting it moving. Happy Talking Point Tuesday. This is the roadmap for First Things First, the show. Hour one, we focus on the left coast, what's going on this side of town, as we broadcast live from Leimert Park, Africatown, USA. Hour two, we go national, international, and beyond. And in the third hour, we do a deep dive with a person of interest. You are invited. You're invited in always, because really it's about conversation, reciprocity, dialogue. It's not just me on this mic. It's you on these phones. 800-920-1580. 800-920-1580. That's the address to get on that red, black, and green carpet and be invited right in. There is always, even if there's a guest on the mic, room for you to speak out. And I love when you do. We are, of course, the day after the Iowa caucuses. Yeah, so we'll talk about that hour too. Unless you bring it up now. But, you know, I try to look local. But man almighty, we got our work cut out for us this year. This 2024 year is going to be an intense one for the conscious and the active. Hour two, I'll be joined by award-winning journalist Jared Hill to help me figure all of that out, sort out what our country has going on, not just in the election, but some other important things that are going on. And then third hour, we'll meet a man named Joe Nixon. He is an incredible entrepreneur in rare air, that advertising space, but he comes from the community and has had quite a journey. So his story will be a compelling one, and I welcome you to stay for that. So Talking Point Tuesday. Well, one of the talking points that I thought about when I was getting ready for today is this idea that California is a blue state, meaning a Democratic state. And I know I always say this, but I think the Iowa caucuses yesterday made the point, because they were bashing California. Apparently, Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis and DJT, he who shall not be named, are running against the Golden State. They're not running against Biden. They're not running against the Democratic Party. They're running against us, the left coast. But it's just such BS, because on the one hand, they're bashing us, bashing Newsom, you know. On the other hand, they got their doggone hand out, because Republicans raise more in this state than almost anywhere in the United States. And one of the things that has been revealed in the polling around Iowa is that the Republicans that live in California are MAGA Republicans. And others, well, actually, I've encountered my fair share of MAGA Republicans here. But you think about this idea that seems viable, that California Republicans would be, Lincoln Project folks, people who never Trumpers, people who maybe voted for him and then realized what a train wreck he is and decided, I'll go with Nikki Haley because she's a Confederate who doesn't look like one, or whatever their choice is. But that's not the case. The majority of California voters who vote Republican are MAGA people. And so apparently, and the LA Times had a great story on this a couple days ago, apparently Donald J. Trump, or he who shall not be named, has an enormous lead among Republicans in the state of California. So he'll get our jumbo electoral college bonus, which is having a state the size of a country. Unfortunately, that bonus doesn't extend to having a third or fourth senator, as we actually should in order to have a representative democracy. But it's going to give the Orange Menace an immense advantage, which he already has, doesn't need it, close to 50%, possibly over 50% last night, in the nominating process, simply because of California. And California's not keeping him off the ballot for various reasons. Secretary of State Shirley Weber says she doesn't have that power according to her interpretation of the state constitution. Gavin Newsom says he get beat at the ballot box than be kept off of the doggone thing. And I can see the logic for that, even though I like to banish him from anywhere, any space, any place that is possible to do so. That said, this myth that we're a blue state, when in fact we are a bipolar state. The bipolar state of California includes cities, big cities, mostly along the coast, that do go very blue. Los Angeles, San Francisco, even Sacramento, although it's a bit more interior. And then you have large swaths of the interior, and I guess there's a bunch of Orange County cities that are coastal, so they don't count in that calculus of the blue. Then you've got this huge, Kern County, the huge center of the state, farmlands, and those are mostly very conservative Republican, as is Orange County, as is apparently the Republican base here in those coastal cities. Here, for me, means LA. I'm sitting in Leimert Park, had an argument on Twitter, not really an argument, a conversation, a dialogue about whether Leimert Park is in South LA. I say yes. My friend says no. But of course, he lives in Pasadena, so I don't know if he gets a vote. But anyway, wherever it is, Leimert Park, Africatown, USA, y'all know where it is. The cultural and artistic capital of Black Los Angeles. No disrespect to anywhere else. Well, we can live in that impression, and that's why I always say we could build a wall around California. But it would really not work because we would have the same conflict. And I've encountered many extremely conservative, possibly white supremacist, I don't have the receipts, persons in my encounters within Los Angeles, in places that are considered liberal bastions. So that reality of the bipolar state of California, blue state, red state, a tale of two states, whatever you want to call it, all rolled into one, is something we are going to have to face in 2024. Because in order for Democrats, and hopefully not just Democrats, but progressives, to take over Congress, to take over the House of Representatives, in order for us to help shape that Congress, which is going to be super important, especially if Agent Orange is reelected, which it right now at this moment appears that he will be. And I'm not panicking because of Iowa. It just looks that way. There's no one else touching him. We're going to have to be that final line of resistance, and it is the blue part of the bipolar Cali life that I'm talking about. It's the Democrat part. It's the part that requires us to reach in our pockets, get serious about organizing. And look, I've heard plenty of black people, especially younger ones, saying there's no way they'll vote for Joe Biden. Okay, I'm conflicted with it too at the moment, although more than likely my anti-fascist side will take over, and I'll make that vote. Although but that is not even the only issue. We have to show up, not just to vote, because it is also it's also about Congress. It's got to be about Congress. It's got to be about our district attorney, our judges. As we see case after case playing out across the United States, that emphasizes the importance of judges and how I'm going to do my best to help us know who they are so we can make informed decisions. So, yeah, it's not just about the top of the ticket. And if we have DJT, if he is, in fact, the nominee, all of the work that we do to, shore up Congress, etc., is going to be more important than you could possibly imagine. And speaking of doing the work, getting the job done on the ground, my friend Bobby Jean Anderson, she was former vice chair of the LA County Democratic Party. She's been a delegate. She has been in just about every position you could be in local Democratic politics. She has made her transition, and I just want to continue to pay tribute to her and talk about her because, she is one of those people who does the work and doesn't always get the credit. And her celebration of life is going to be Thursday at this Thursday, the 18th, at the viewing will be at 9. The service will be at 10 a.m. at Greater Ebenezer Missionary Baptist Church. That's on Denker Avenue in Los Angeles. And if you are one of the many people who listen to Bobby Jean over the years on my various radio shows, or someone who worked with her in the trenches on these political issues, we're going to give her a send-off and celebration. And I have always said that I do not do funerals. I have a hard time with them. But I've decided I'm going to have to suck it up and learn to go because it's important to those that are still here, the families that are grieving, and those that are left behind. So I will definitely be there Thursday. The service is at 10 a.m. And they are asking if you want to do something instead of flowers. You can send flowers, but instead of flowers, you can make a tax-deductible donation in Bobby's name to the Genesee Center at genesee.org. Genesee Center, of course, fighting domestic violence, and something that Bobby Jean Anderson was dedicated to her entire life. So genesee.org, it's Genesee with the J, and you can make a donation in Bobby Jean Anderson's name if you would like to honor her life and her work. And this is just a great reminder to all of us to step up and do whatever we can, what little we can. Be an election worker, organize your church or your block. Make a donation if you have it like that. Volunteer on somebody's campaign and make phone calls. It's, all hands on deck time. And I think Iowa should be the canary in the coal mine for those of us who are just fooling ourselves into complacency by this myth that we live in a nice, safe, blue state. It is a bipolar state, a beautiful state, one that I love very much. Love LA. I don't plan to move, but it's time to wake up and smell the political parties. Call me now, 800-920-1580. I'm Dominique DiPrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Get deals on what you need during MVP's bonus days at Lowe's. Right now, save $250 when you buy a DeWalt 12-inch sliding miter saw and adjustable stand together. Plus, save $710 on an LG kitchen suite and earn 3 times the bonus points on all LG appliances. Because Lowe's knows savings, Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. Bonus points calculated before tax and fees after applicable discounts, if any. Valid 1/15 to 1/26. Subject to change.
The first time I tried to quit vaping, I told myself that it was like a mountain that I had to climb over. And once I got to the other side, it would be clear. But I couldn't make it over. What really got me to quit was my little sister. I saw her vaping. So I was back in the mountain, but this time, she was up there with me. It's weird what you can do for others that you won't do for yourself.
Every attempt is part of your story to quit for good. Visit Kick It California today at kickitca.org.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, I'm Ray Richardson, your sports connection here at KBLA Talk 1580. Join me and my co-host Neil Scarborough every Saturday night at 7 for Out of Bounds, the show that brings some flavor to the world of sports for 60 minutes. We take you beyond the scores and press conferences. We give you our point of view, the way black folks see what's going down. You can join the conversation and give us your analysis at 1-800-920-1580. Out of Bounds every Saturday night at 7 on KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
You like your style, though.
Do you have both Medi-Cal and Medicare?
If so, the new LA Care plan called Medicare Plus can help you get the most out of your health plan for $0.
LA Care provides personalized service to Angelinos like us.
Plus, it gives us access to doctors and specialists across Los Angeles County.
For zero cost, we get access to full benefits.
From vision coverage,
in-home support services,
to prescription drug coverage,
and a quarterly over-the-counter allowance.
plus personal equipment.
Meal programs,
a gym membership,
And so much more.
for more than 25 years,
LA Care has provided Angelinos with access to quality health care at an affordable cost.
For our families,
our seniors,
our community,
it's a plus.
it's a plus.
for all of us.
For all of us, this generation and the next, there is simply no place in our lives for litter. And yet, it's everywhere we look, and unfortunately, it does belong to all of us. So let's come together and create a litter-free, clean California once and for all. Remember to properly dispose of your trash and recycling. Secure truckloads with tarps to keep debris from flying out. Clean out your car when you're at the gas station. Take pride in your community by organizing a cleanup event or join a cleanup event near you. Zero litter is the goal. Join us at cleanca.com. That's cleanca.com. Let's do it together. Brought to you by Caltrans. cleanca.com.
Watch out!
You got me!
The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Your ancestors' favorite radio station, and your favorite morning show host. Let's get back to Dominique DiPrima right now.
Right now is the time to get back to you two, 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. Look, I want to thank everyone that came out to the MLK Kingdom Day Parade and in whatever you call it. You don't want to call it South LA. I call it South LA, whatever, Crenshaw District. It was nice. It's coming back, right? It's not the level of crowds that we have had in the past prior to 2020, but it is coming back. And it was great to see everybody out, everyone with a great attitude, having fun, even though started out really cold. Turned out to be a nice day, though. But when is this cold going to end? Okay, I know y'all are clowning me saying, why does she have on that giant coat? It's cold to me. I'm sorry. I'm a California person. It is cold to me, and I'm ready for it to stop. But we really can't talk because the rest of the country is going through it with this. And, you know, speaking of talking points, I had someone say to me the other day that they... why is it so cold if it's global warming? But that's why people switch to saying climate change or the climate emergency, because what it is a disruption of the normal patterns that would have been brought to us by nature. Of course, there's always been natural disasters. There's always been snow and, and all kinds of things, but, crazy weather situations. But when it becomes so extreme like it is now, and scientists are telling us we are right within that tipping point of what could constitute something very difficult to come back from or even impossible, then that becomes an emergency, and that's where we are now. So weather extremes could be extremely hot, extremely cold, extra storms, and yeah, I got my coat on, okay? Good thing I don't live in New York or on the East Coast where it is insanely cold. But we did the thing, and it's always lovely to see, but the folks that come out, because you have local people that, community-based organizations, the Brotherhood Crusade, the Urban League, all those folks have floats. And then you have many different groups that are part of South LA, Korean Americans, the Korean dance troupe, and different Korean groups that participate. You have Latino groups that participate, the high school marching bands doing their thing, and of course the companies, the corporations that bother to show up, which I do think is important, because if you're taking business, if you're doing business in our community, which means you're taking money out of the community, albeit in some cases providing jobs, then it's important for you to show up, give back, make that parade as festive as it can be. Of course, the festival in Leimert Park was going down. I also want to thank everyone who showed up on yesterday. Not that I am in charge of either of these things, but it was fun hanging out with you to 1500 or Nothing Day in the city of Inglewood. That was really fun. If I seem tired, I did too many festivals and parties yesterday, but it was really, really fun, and so nice to see local talent. It's local talent to us, but it's international talent to the rest of the world coming out and giving back and hanging out. Warren G and Corrupt and Daz and Exhibit, and Dave Chappelle showed up and just got up on the stage, and I'll call it a freestyled. It was really, really nice. Terrace Martin did an incredible, set. And then, of course, 1500 Nothing, just always amazing when it comes to their musical contributions. All their students from the 1500 Nothing Academy, which is a really beautiful thing that's happening, where, these folks who are incredibly successful within the industry are taking it upon themselves to train the next generation of artists, producers, and other creative professionals in the space. So it was a blessing to see that. 800-920-1580, that's the number to call if you've got something to say, like Fred from the Crenshaw District. Good morning, Fred.
Oh, good morning, Sister Dominique. I was so glad to come out to the parade yesterday. It was real nice to see the different marching bands. Chief Moore came by. I saw Robert Luna. I saw the two people running for the Senate race, Adam Schiff and Barbara Lee. So Maxine Waters, she was coming to.
Wait, did you see Congresswoman Waters, Fred? She looked so sharp. She had on this black pantsuit, sky-high stilettos, walking the parade route. You know, glamour goals, hashtag goals.
Oh yeah, she really cares about her community. But it was really nice to see everybody. And in terms of the Iowa caucus, I don't think too much surprise that Donald Trump was going to take Iowa. But see, he might have some trouble when he go down to South Carolina and New Hampshire. So I think, as you said, we Democrats, we got our work cut out for us. But if we all go out and vote, especially March 5th, November 5th, the young people, the Hispanic, the Latino, I think we can still beat Donald Trump. It can be done. And in terms of Bobby Jean Anderson, I'm a member of the New Frontier Democratic Club, and I'll be at the funeral on Thursday at Greater Ebenezer Baptist Church, and she is just a big a trailblazer. And I started getting in politics some time ago when I was going to high school. I remember JFK coming out with the slogan, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." And then we meet the second Tuesday of each month at DWP building. We have our meeting from 5:30 to 7:30, and it's very interesting.
Yeah.
And I would encourage people to get involved with the political process. And my dad would just say, you're one of two people. You're part of the problem or part of the solution. You have to be part of the solution. And I know you got a lot of calls lined up. Keep doing what you're doing. Take care, and God bless.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that, Fred. You're always in the front line. It's newfrontierdemocratic.club.org if you want to go pop into a meeting or do a thing like Fred said. We've got news, traffic, and sports right now. Then we continue the conversation exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
We welcome you to a Tuesday. It's January 16th. I'm Mike Moore. Now here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Boeing is taking a hard look at quality control after a door plug blew open on an Alaska Airlines flight. The company is planning additional inspections for its 737 MAX planes. In an email to employees, CEO of Boeing's Commercial Airlines Division, Stan Deal, said he'll bring in an outside party to make an assessment on the quality management system. Georgia's Fulton County DA Fonnie Willis has made her first public comments following a lawsuit filed alleging an improper relationship with a special prosecutor. The African-American DA made the comments during an MLK Day speech at Atlanta's oldest black church. Willis did not mention the special prosecutor by name nor confirmed or denied the accusations. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice: continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at unbound.org.
Is this the time? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Lakers pulled away from Oklahoma City in the fourth quarter last night to win by 7, 27 points and 15 rebounds from Anthony Davis. LeBron had 25 points and 6 assists. OKC plays the Clippers tonight at Crypto.com. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver attended the game. He's in town for a press conference today at the Clippers' new arena, the Intuit Dome in Inglewood. Silver is expected to announce that the NBA All-Star Game in 2026 will be played at the Intuit Dome. The Clippers move into their new home next season. The Chargers met Monday with Michigan coach Jim Harbaugh at an undisclosed location outside of California. The Chargers are the first NFL team to meet with Harbaugh, who appears to be making plans to leave Michigan. USC quarterback Caleb Williams is entering the NFL draft. Williams is projected to be the #1 pick. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
What's up? I'm Danelle Riley, FAMU alumni and creator of the HBCU Culture Shop. I am so proud of my new partnership with Black Beyond Measure and Target. They help me elevate community pride with my HBCU designs and continue to support Black creators and entrepreneurs with Target HBCU challenges, scholarship programs, and campus collaborations. Let's come together this homecoming season and beyond. Shop my brand and discover other Black-owned products at target.com/blackbeyondmeasure.
KBLA Talk 1580 is the exclusive media sponsor of This Light of Ours, activist photographers of the Civil Rights Movement. A dynamic new exhibition on view now at the Skirball Cultural Center in Los Angeles. This Light of Ours showcases more than 150 photos taken by movement insiders from diverse backgrounds that reveal the vital work undertaken by a broad coalition of organizers and everyday people whose collective action changed America. This Light of Ours is one of 3 temporary exhibitions currently on view at the Skirball, which together explore issues related to civil rights, immigration, and pluralism. Tickets and more information for all 3 exhibitions are available at skirball.org. That's skirball.org. SKIRBALL.org.
Hello, I'm John McKinney, your candidate for District Attorney. As an African American who has served our community for over 25 years, I'm proud to have successfully convicted the killer of Nipsey Hussle, standing up for justice where it matters most. But my commitment extends beyond the courtroom. I'm deeply invested in youth development. And when it comes to our police, I believe in accountability. It is essential that those who protect us are also responsible to us, reflecting the values and integrity of our community. This election, I ask for your vote. I am John McKinney, and I'm running to be your district attorney. Learn more at McKinneyforLA.com.
Paid for by John McKinney for LA District Attorney 2024.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
I do thank you, 800-920-1580, if you want to weigh in on a thing. And I always love to hear your voice and your thoughts. To Fred's point about getting involved with various organizations, right? Young Democrats, the LA County Democratic Party, there's independent organizations like Common Cause, which are nonpartisan, which just work on making sure that we have equal access in all communities to vote and that the elections are fair. Common Cause always needs volunteers. Even the NAACP, I had a friend who spent COVID making calls on behalf of the NAACP to voters, and they accept volunteers where you wouldn't even necessarily have to leave your house to make a difference. And I think that is what we are going to have to do. Yeah, Fred, you're right. We can beat he who shall not be named. I just named him, Trump, and all of the accessories to him, right? Whether they be Congress people, whether they be local officials, a la former Sheriff Alex Villanueva, who's going to run for Janice Hahn's seat. He is running against Janice Hahn to be on the Board of Supervisors, a body he consistently clashed with while he was sheriff. All of those MAGA surrogates and policies can be defeated, but not if we sit back and make the mistake of 2016. It will never happen. That's the mistake of 2016. It will never happen. Our country is not that crazy. The man is convicted of, not convicted, has been indicted for 92 felony counts. He's got civil cases, including the Eugene Carroll one, which is moving forward right now. All this stuff. And say, that's not going to happen. That is the trap. To me, that is our downfall, and we just cannot afford to do it this time. And the local election here in Southern California, voting starts next month. That's a couple weeks away, really about 3 weeks away. So that, to me, that's the thing that we're going to have to do. We're going to have to find a way to stay intense. And maybe by us being the new by us, I mean the Golden State being the new whipping boy, permanent whipping boy of the Republican Party, maybe that will get us fired up. Maybe we'll get sick of people talking about us. But this has got to be an effort in all 50 states. It can't just be one state or one community. Black women, yeah, we may be able to save the day again, but I don't think we're going to be able to do it this time without some help. Okay, speaking of black women, the Emmy Awards were last night. Not a lot of huge surprises. Succession won everything. And honestly, I would say deservedly so. I think it was just an amazing show. Niecy Nash had her moment, though, and she decided to speak up for black women. So, God bless her for that. Saying, we don't get the love that we should get. She won for Dahmer, which I did not watch, partly on purpose, because I just wasn't feeling glorifying a serial killer by watching his movie. But congratulations going out to her. Niecy Nash Betts, I forgot she has a new last name. She kind of called out the industry. And Quinta Bronson won for Abbott Elementary. Not at all surprising. She's so talented. And I'm happy to see that she actually fairly quickly has received the success for her work as a creator, a writer. So congratulations going out to these women. The LA Times says diversity is back at the Emmys. Well, I don't know if I'd go that far, but I'm happy to see these black women winning. Ayo Edebiri won for The Bear, another show I haven't checked out, although it's cleaning up. It did really well last night at the Emmys and is a comedy, something that perhaps all of us could use a dose of right now. We'll see. Hollywood has never been good at being consistent when it comes to recognizing the work of people that aren't white or European American, not just black folks, but actually really especially Latino people. And I think about indigenous Americans and Arab Americans, almost non-existent. And when they do show up, there's very little recognition. So I'm looking forward to, I think, the continued demographic shift changing the Hollywood outlook. Because even though there is racism, white supremacy, and quite a bit of reactionary political consciousness in the entertainment community, it's also driven by dollars and data. And the dollars and data are shifting towards us. That is the reason why I believe Republicans are trying to cheat their way out of everything by gerrymandering, changing the map so we put all the black people in one neighborhood, no matter how crazy the outline of that voting district looks. Why they're doing things like doubling down on DEI to keep us out of the rooms where decisions are made, doubling down on affirmative action to try to make it so that we can't get in the pipeline, to be prepared to take these opportunities, lead these companies, and creative teams. They are cheating because they see the writing on the wall. And I hope that, as we've seen, look at the Netflix model, right? If you watch Netflix, as I do, they have so much content that is what they would call niche that 10 years ago would not have gotten distribution. Indian Matchmaker and all kinds of hip hop documentaries and, all of the Nollywood, the Nigerian films, some of which are good and some of which are very terrible. But they're there. You can see it. And why is that? Because their business model means they got to get more and more subscribers. In order to get more subscribers, they have to reach out to different communities and come up with something that we might be interested in paying your monthly fee to enjoy. Well, I hope, maybe I'm being naive and thinking that capitalism will self-correct for racism to an extent here, and sexism, and the glass ceiling in Hollywood is real. But to some extent, the fact that the numbers are just changing they've always been there. Those audiences, us, we've always been there, and we've always gone to the movies and watched television. But it gets to a critical mass where you can't just ignore it and pretend that we don't exist or that we are not consumers who need to be catered to. And of course, the downside of that Netflix model is they cancel shows because they always want new subscribers. They're not as concerned about having another season of Ozark until their subscriber base revolts and says we want another season. Then they change their mind and go back and do it. They're quick to do a new show, try to bring in new subscribers, and then dump it in the quest for ever expanding, revenue, which that is what leads to the predatory capitalist model. This idea that you can forever and ever and ever expand your profitability into infinity. There's only so many humans on the planet. There's only so many resources. There has to be some kind of shift in that to sustainability, to healthy maintenance of your company, healthy maintenance of a cash flow, rather than how do we squeeze every bit of blood out of this turnip? How do we continue to exploit workers to the point where they go on strikes all over the country because wages have been flat for so long, and at a time when we're seeing prices go up. So we'll see, how those forces balance each other out or do not. But congratulations going out to, everyone who wins. I had the thrill when I was quite young of winning local Emmys, actually 5 times, and it was really exciting. I think one of the most exciting things about that was being in the room. It's Northern California, Hawaii region, being in that room. And then the very first time that I heard my name called as a winner was, I won for talent, writing, and producing. Audibly hearing someone say, who? And being in a room full of nominees that were not black. It was, and then my brother jumping up like he was at a Raiders game and screaming, yeah! Like, that's not what you're supposed to do at these, fancy award spaces. But I think it taught me a lesson because I was honored, and it was fun, and it helped me at my job, but my television show back then, Home Turf. But they changed the rules afterwards. They made it to where only news people could compete in the news category, and people in programming that wasn't news could not compete in the news category. They weren't going to let some little black girl or boy show up another year with some random show and beat out sitting newscasters. But it doesn't matter. They changed the rules. We bob and weave because that's what we do. That's what black folks have done always historically. It's what Latino people do. It's what we do. Adapt. What is the Marines? Adjust and overcome, something like that. The Marines. Why do I know that? Anyway, I'd love to talk with you. 800-920-1580. That is the number. So much going on here locally, nationally, internationally that needs our lens on it. For me, the urgent call to action, though, is going to be about this election because I think last night's results were a warning shot. A warning shot to all of us to step up, because otherwise we're going to wonder what hit us. Not just our little city, our neighborhood, but our country. I think you know that. I know we're tired of hearing it, but it's time to take our fingers out of our ears and stop going la, 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 and realize this is where we are. And we are the ones that can stop the demise of our beloved country. I'm Dominique DiPrima, and this is KBLA Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to gear with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
City of Los Angeles landlords that own rent-controlled properties, starting February 1st, you'll be able to increase rents by 4% for your rent-controlled properties. An extra 1% per utility up to 6% can be added only if you pay the entire gas and electric bill. And don't forget to give your tenant an advance 30-day written notice for rent increases of less than 10%. It is state law. Learn more about the rent increase at housing.lacity.org. That's housing.lacity.org.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Single Moms Planet is a nonprofit organization dedicated to uplifting under-resourced single mom business owners and working mothers nationwide. Single Moms Planet offers comprehensive programs of financial literacy, business development, mentorship, and entrepreneurial training. They provide education, accountability, and hope. Single Moms Planet was founded by model, TV personality, and producer Nefertari Plessy. Nefertari felt firsthand the challenges that face single moms as she was raised by a working single mother. She learned that the most disadvantaged group in the United States are single mom families. According to the U.S. Census, 30% live under the poverty line. So she decided to do something about it, along with co-founder Cole Patterson. Their goal is to end the poverty cycle in single mother households through education, opportunity, and networking, providing family and child enrichment programs for under-resourced single-parent families. Single Moms Planet serves over 10,000 single moms and their children each year. Studies show that business development and financial literacy provide a positive environment for children and families, exposing them to new possibilities and opportunities. To attend one of their fun events, make a donation, or get more information, or if you need help as a single mom, please visit singlemomsplanet.org. That's singlemomsplanet.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The thing no one tells you about periods is that your flow changes every day, and so should your tampon size. Tampax has 5 absorbencies to match your changing flow. If it hurts to remove, go down a size. If it leaks, go up a size. Only Tampax has a leak guard braid to help give you up to 100% leak and odor-free protection. All-day comfort and protection for under $5 a month. Based on average U.S. consumer usage at manufacturer suggested price. However, pricing is at the sole discretion of the retailer. Excludes 8 companies.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate loses and love wins.
And of course, I didn't forget Jasmine Canick. They have that ceremony Jasmine Canick. She, maybe she'll get an Emmy. She doesn't have one yet. I meant Jasmine Guy, actress for short form comedy or drama series for Chronicles of Jessica Wu. This is the creative Emmys. They do it. It's part of it, but they do it off camera. Storm Reed also won, a very talented young African-American actress. So congratulations to her for guest actress in The Last of Us. RuPaul won. Keke Palmer, actually, amazingly, the first black woman to win for game show, which is crazy to me because I just think we'd be amazing game show hosts. I think Keke showed how it's done. I haven't seen it, but she did Passport. And then Maya Rudolph won for a voiceover. And President Barack Obama got an Emmy. His was also in the creatives category for narrator. He actually is now a 2-time Emmy Award winner. And Asian Americans had a huge night. Ali Wong becomes the first Asian American to win a lead acting Emmy. And that the show Beef, which I did watch, I watched some of it. It's cleaning up. It's dark. It's good. Steve Yeun also won for lead in that, and several others. They collected several others for directing and writing. So that's a big deal. And I think it is important because we live in a country with everybody. Everybody's doing the work, doing good work. But I feel like when it comes to the Hollywood prizes, the Emmys, and the Oscars particularly, we just don't see Arab American, Indigenous American, Asian American getting the love that they should. Black folks don't either, but we're a little bit more present because we organize, we march. We have always had an outsized role in the entertainment industry, whether we get credit for it or not, because we're just creative like that. Deb from Compton, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Dominique. How are you this morning?
I'm great. How are you?
I am blessed. Good morning to the KBLA listeners and family and Miles Tavis. So I watched most of the results last night via MSNBC. I like to hear what Michael Steele has to say and Claire McCaskill, Joy Reid. I like to hear what they have to say. But they interviewed one of the voters' constituents in Iowa and asked him why he was supporting Trump. And he said because he believed that God put Trump in the position to change. He's like, he didn't say he was a Messiah, but he said he knew that God put him in this position, and he felt that we needed to get him back in office so that he could do the work of the Lord. And so I was like, wow. And Joy Reid made the statement that religion is when your Savior dies for you. A cult is when you die for your Savior.
Yeah, that's a great point. Hold that thought, Deb. We'll continue the conversation when we come forward. I definitely have some thoughts on your thoughts, and hopefully you have some more thoughts on top of that. She called 800-920-1580. You can too, KBLA Talk 1580.
Say the quiet part out loud. KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. Pro Football Hall of Famer and urban peace pioneer Jim Brown believed in just that. So he founded the Amera I Can Foundation for Social Change in 1988, focusing on at-risk and high-risk youth in underserved schools and juvenile detention facilities, as well as adult incarceration and reentry initiatives. The core of the Amera I Can program is its 15-chapter life skills curriculum. Mastery of these skills allows individuals to meet their academic potential, conform their behavior to acceptable societal standards, and improve the quality of their lives by equipping them with what they need to confidently and successfully contribute to society. Today, the foundation is led by its president, Monique Brown, who has been actively involved in the organization for more than 25 years. The Amera I Can Foundation continues its work in memory of its founder, actor, philanthropist, and NFL legend Jim Brown. To get involved or make a donation, please visit AmeriICanCommunity.partners. That's AmeriICanCommunity.partners. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
I started vaping my freshman year of high school, mostly because all my friends had vapes. I wanted to fit in with them and look cool and be a part of everything that they were doing. The hardest part about quitting for me was all my friends still hitting their vapes right next to me. It was really frustrating and confusing when I was trying to quit because in my head I knew I didn't want to do it anymore, but for some reason my brain still wanted it.
No quit story is the same. For free support, text Kick Nicotine to 66819 today.
Find a righteous rage and don't be afraid to say what you see. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah, Deb from Compton called and brought up, talking about the Iowa caucuses last night. And the coldest, speaking of bad signs, the coldest caucuses they've had in forever. So you were mentioning, Deb, that we're starting to hear this more and more of this evangelical kind of vibe around the former president, the 45th president, that he was, I guess maybe they've been saying it in their own circles for a while, but it's bubbling up now to the mainstream. And there's even an ad that I saw, which basically positions Trump as some kind of a messiah or savior. Not a political savior, but some kind of spiritual savior.
Exactly. And, that is deeply concerning. It's one thing for the whole, MAGA movement, but now to have these evangelicals, which I'm thinking, what doctrine are you believing, or what religion are you practicing that you are now putting Donald Trump, 91 indictments against him, already actually convicted on 3 of them. And he's, to say that God uses everybody, okay, we know, but to say that God put him in place as if he is special or...
Yeah. I think it's concerning too, because it's sort of, it supersedes normal electoral politics, right? If people think that someone is some kind of savior, that's why we supposedly don't have a theocracy. We have the separation of church and state. Because if you have someone, like the Taliban, who can tell you our laws are based on our morality, so women can't dress this way, what happened? There goes freedom of religion, freedom of expression. There goes our Constitution. Might as well tear it up, flush it down the toilet, because if authoritarianism is hugely problematic, and Trump has already said he's headed in that direction. I think he's already there. But a theocracy, a religious authoritarian government is this close to emperor, right?
Exactly. And someone, I forgot who they said, actually compared him to David from the Bible, as if to say David was so flawed, but he was a man of God and God loved him. Okay, so now Trump is being compared to David. I cannot, Dominique. What is going on, and where are they serving this Kool-Aid or these drugs? Because we have got to get them off the street.
Apparently, it was Ben Carson who made that comparison. To David. Yeah, that was Ben. Remember him? It's laugh to keep from crying time, march to keep from dying time. That's all I can say. This election does matter. Our votes are going to matter, and our conversations are going to be so important with family, friends, and those who may be wavering, whether we fully are aware of it or not. Deb, great points all. We've got news, traffic, and sports now. Then we'll be talking with award-winning journalist Jared Hill on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
We welcome you to a Tuesday. It's January 16th. I'm Mike Moore. Now here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Boeing is taking a hard look at quality control after a door plug blew open on an Alaska Airlines flight. The company is planning additional inspections for its 737 MAX planes. In an email to employees, CEO of Boeing's Commercial Airlines Division, Stan Deal, said he'll bring in an outside party to make an assessment on the quality management system. Georgia's Fulton County DA Fonnie Willis has made her first public comments following a lawsuit filed alleging an improper relationship with a special prosecutor. The African-American DA made the comments during an MLK Day speech at Atlanta's oldest black church. Willis did not mention the special prosecutor by name, nor confirmed or denied the accusations. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice: continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at unbound.org.
Is this the title? This is the KBLA